Good evening, guys, and welcome to this evening session. This is the first session among the four sessions that will be happening in this month of October. As we all know, October is known for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. That is why from the course of this week, we have been enlightening the general public on different aspects, and we looked at malware attack this past week. And today, we'll be having a professional in our midst. Is the founder of Digital Security Village, and you guys need to check them out. They're on fire. Like, I don't know if you guys attended the digital investigation bootcamp, but no, those facilitators were really on fire. So do well to check them out. And he's also a cyber talent developer, and so it's an honor to have Mr. Segun in our midst. Mr. Segun, if you can hear me, please, can you indicate?
All right, yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening. So the floor is yours, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Well, premium content like this is supposed to be privy to a few set of people, right? Because what I'll be sharing is, of course, I know you still put the video out there, but it cannot be the feel, cannot be when you are on ground, right? Yeah. To actually be part of it, because I would not take too much time, because I would want us to interact and communicate and talk, right? My name is Segun Ebenezer Olaniyan. I will not be using slides, and it was intentional. I decided that today, because some of the things I'll be sharing, you need to take notes and write them down. They are practical steps, things that have worked for me and are still working, right? I've applied them to my life. You could see the results, right? I'm not there yet. We are still growing, of course, but you might not like my face, but there's nothing you can do about the impact that this face is making already. So, of course, the impact is undeniable, even though you don't like my face, right? Of course. So, yeah, and I want to make the same impact, right? And then end at the same time. That is my mantra. I want to do more than making ends meet. Of course, that has been my mantra. So that mantra already, I've told you that. Of course, I will make ends meet. I will make money while doing cybersecurity, but I want to do more than just making money, and that has been what has sponsored me, so far. So today we'll be talking about getting started in cybersecurity. I will not be coming from maybe whatever you have had before, right? From the standpoint of whatever you have had before. I know there are a lot of resources out there, that have talked about how do you get started, what should you do. Of course, some of the things you have come across before, I'll be mentioning them, right? But I will be, saying some other things that you might not find out there, because there are some of the principles that have worked for me. There's some of the principles that have worked for me. And those principles have the ability to produce repeatable results. It means that you can apply them and they will work for you too. You can teach another person and it will work for them, right? Beyond just saying, go and get certification, there are a lot of resources out there. And they will tell you, if you want to get started, you need something. Of course, certification is part of it. It shows how knowledgeable you are. But it does not show that you can get the job done. That's what people don't know. Certification does not show that you can get the job done. It only shows that you are knowledgeable enough to be considered for the job. I hope somebody is getting this. You are knowledgeable enough to be considered for the job. I've attended different interviews, right? Yesterday alone, I was not the interviewer, but I was at an hiring summit where interviews was done for more than 100 candidates. So I know what employers want. I know questions they ask. I know what they want to. And that will be that they, of course, some of them ask about certification, but not all of them. They don't care. It's what can you do? What have you done? What are you doing? 3 things. What can you do? What have you done? I've not started. This is just preamble. I'm just doing introduction. I will start very soon. And I will let you know when I start. What can you do? What have you done? What are you doing? These are the 3 things. Every question they are asking will revolve around these 3 things. These 3 key points. What can you do? So when an interviewer is asking you question, in cybersecurity, it can be applied to every other, but in cybersecurity, they are asking questions that will revolve around 3 key points. What can you do? What have you done? What are you doing? So every interview question revolves around these things. They want to know what you can bring to the table. And based on this ideology is what I'll be talking about this evening. If you can apply these things, you can strongly apply these things. I bet it. It won't take you 2 years. It won't take you 2 years. You begin to make impact in the industry, and you're faced with your voice. You become a voice, right? So we are not just here to come and tell you how to make the money. As much as the money making is extremely important, we are also here to help you to know how you can make impact while you make money. Because what makes your making money last forever or last longer is the impact you are making, the value you are adding. Nobody, I repeat, nobody want to employ a liability. Of course, companies will train you. They will give you access to incentives that will help you to upskill, professional development and growth, right? So, right, there is something they are looking for, because before they invest in you, they want to know that are you a fertile ground? Companies want to know if you are a fertile ground before they can invest in you. So many people say, company don't want to invest in. Of course, they want to have gotten certain certifications and the rest. But when you come in and they see that you are a fertile ground, they see that you are a lifelong learner, they see that you are somebody that when they implant a seed inside of you, you can multiply the seed to become many fruits that will nourish their organization. They will do that, right? So this is just preamble. So I'm starting my. I'm sorry about that. I'm starting my little. All right. So getting started in cybersecurity. Let's get right. All right. So getting started in cybersecurity. Now, we all know what cybersecurity is, right? If you are new, cybersecurity is a career involving people, right, process, and technology that enables consistent operations. The words I'm using now, I'm very meticulous about it, because these words are very important. People, process, and technology. Everything that you want to do within the jurisdiction of cybersecurity or information security revolves around people, process, and technology, right? All right. So and this will help you to make consistent, to enable, to implement consistent operations that protect the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of digital assets. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. That is, everything you are doing is to achieve one goal, is to protect 3 core principles or 3 core foundations upon which cybersecurity is built, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. of digital assets, information, and business functions, business assets, right? From internal, intentional, unintentional, external attack. That is what cybersecurity is. If you like, go and bring any other definition, it will still fall within the jurisdiction of this definition I have made, right? So now with the evolution of internet, Web 3.0, the immersion of the physical world and the digital world, it has become very, very hard, right, to maintain the safety of people on the internet. And that has even given more providence for cyber criminals to gain ground, right? Because everything is becoming internet enabled. Now we have Internet of Things and the rest of them. Now, I am explaining this so that when I begin to talk about the steps that it takes to get started, you will know why you want to get started. So that when you get to an interview and they're asking you, what drives you? These are the questions that, this is one of the questions that a lot of candidates do not even know how to answer. Because when they say, every morning you wake up, what drives you? They're not saying that what is driving you to go and to enter school. They are saying, what is driving you to come into cybersecurity? Why do you want to come? Is it just because, oh, everybody is, doing cybersecurity, they are making cool money, they are doing remote work? Me too, I want to do the same. Right? What drives you? So this will help you to know, to have a vision and a goal. I know what drives me, right? I know why I came in. I have a mantra for myself that gives definition and gives perspective to what drives me. Right? Now, there are certain things you need to know about cybersecurity before I facts about the cybersecurity career. This is not introduction to cybersecurity, so don't expect me to be talking about CIA triad or talking about security controls. You won't hear that here. This is just how can you start? How can you effectively start your career, right? Now, these are the facts you need to do before we even dive into the steps you need to take. Cybersecurity is a rapidly expanding industry with a significant skill gap. You need to know that this cybersecurity arena or this cybersecurity field that you are coming into is a rapidly growing industry with prominent skill gap. When I say prominent, I mean it is wide. And let me just spit it out. 3.5 million unfilled jobs. That is too much. And the question is, are we going to say there are no practitioners? Are we going to say there are no skilled practitioners or there are no competent? There are, but many a times people don't possess the kind of competencies that employers are looking for. Many people focus on technical skills and forget about soft skills. Now, because the people that have technical skills are much, and we even have excellent technical skill holders, right? The competition is high. But out of these very many excellent technical skill holders, we have limited soft skill holders. So many of the times, what sets candidates apart from other candidates, technical skill holders candidates apart from other technical skill, is how much of soft skills they have, how much of business skills they have that can add extra value to the organization you are going to. Right? These are secrets. These are things that employers look out for. I'm not an I'm not an HR manager. But if you want to start in this industry, I think these are the things you need to know first. So that you know how you want to start. The things you are supposed to do and the things you are not supposed to do. Right? Then you also need to know cybersecurity roles are high paying and in demand. high paying. Yes, high paying. You can be at the corner of your house. I know that is for every technical job, technical jobs, tech jobs. But even for cybersecurity is way beyond that. You can be at the corner of your house and then still be earning high, right? There are many other technical fields that like there are many other technical fields that has skills that you can easily transfer to cybersecurity. So if you are a IT support person before, your skills are transferable because the industry is so flexible such that it can accommodate and absorb every other skill set from other fields, not just from technical fields. So it means that if you are a virtual assistant, you can be a virtual CISO in cybersecurity. You can transfer that skill of your virtual assistant role into cybersecurity. If you're an HR manager, you can be a cybersecurity technical recruiter. You can transfer your HR skill. If you're a journalist, if you're a lawyer, so cybersecurity, the industry is so flexible that it has the ability to take in skills from other fields. Then soft skills are as much as important as technical skills. These are the things you need to know, right? Now, other interesting things you need to know is that anyone can start a career in cybersecurity with no or less technical skill. So it means that if you are not a techie person, cybersecurity is still for you. There are many things you can do that does not require technicality or technical aspect, right? Cybersecurity has a technical and non-technical aspect. Said that it is easy to carve a niche. This is what I do with my life. If you check my profile, if you check what I've been doing so far, you will see that I am not jack of all trades. I have a friend that is so dear to me that normally says something. That my friend will say, she's a coach, right? She will say, don't be everywhere. Be a person of somewhere than a person of everywhere. She will add and say, be a person of something than a person of everything. Now, I will bring that same principle here to, buttress what I started saying, that you can carve a niche for yourself in cybersecurity because the career, the industry is flexible. Now, in cybersecurity, right, you should know something about everything, but you should not be everything. You should not become everything. Know something about everything, but it does not necessarily mean that you must become everything. Of course, because the knowledge of something about everything will be required in that one thing that you become mastery at. I don't know if somebody is getting this. These things will help you to launch your career in cybersecurity. So don't look at it as he has not started giving points. You better be noting. But these are the things that nobody will easily tell you. Right? You must know something about everything, but you must not be everything or become everything. Right? I am not a penetration tester, but I know penetration testing. That I said I know, it does not mean I carry out penetration testing every day of my life. The last time I did I did Nmap was when I was preparing for Security Plus. After that time, I never use Nmap do. I'm a third-party risk analyst. I do documentations. I do most of my work are advisory related work. I advise stakeholders. I recommend remediation. That's I do more of documentation, more of recommendations, more of talk, and more of assessing, evaluating, analyzing. I don't do penetration testing, right? Of course, I do it because it is required in my specialization, right? I should be able to recommend so kind of penetration testing, black box, gray box, whatever box. I should be able to recommend it to an organization when I'm consulting for them, like a third party organization that want to do business with us, right? So you see how this comes to play in your career as you journey. Now, having said that, so this we sponsor your understanding about what you want to do exactly. It will help you to carve a niche for yourself. So when you have the understanding that okay, the thing is to know something about everything, not to know everything or become everything, right? So it sponsors your understanding to say, okay, so what do I want to do in this industry? What do I want to go for? What career path? Okay, this is the career path. What are the knowledge? What are the understanding? What are the skills required to be successful in this career path? While we are running after that, other things that are within the jurisdiction of cybersecurity, what knowledge do I need in those other fields that will benefit the field I have chosen as my, my go-to career path? Right? Of course. So, yeah. Now, another thing you should note is foundational knowledge is as important as advanced knowledge of the field. No jumping classes. You must understand the basics. In cybersecurity, you don't jump classes. And when I say jump classes, I'm not saying that when you go and register for a class, you don't jump. What I meant, all right, so foundational knowledge is very key, very important. It's as important as advanced knowledge. No jumping of classes. You must understand the basics, because it will shock you when you now get to a senior role that the class you jumped during the time you were supposed to learn basic Linux system administration is now giving you issues. You now be like, come on, but I've been in this field for like 15 years. Yes, you jumped, but you jumped class. You didn't learn what the basics that is supposed to give you the progression that you needed to sustain that senior role when you get there. Because what people don't understand is it is the basic knowledge that gives you progression and give you experience to sustain the senior role you are running after. Because if you jump the classes and then you jump to it will shock you, right? All right. So the foundational and fundamentals of cybersecurity is extremely important, as much as those senior, knowledge, advanced knowledge, and the rest of it. See, when I actually knew this in experience was when I started this third-party risk analysis. I now began to understand that, so all these foundational knowledge are actually extremely important. Networking knowledge, we are still going there. All right, so yeah, so cybersecurity can be combined with other disciplines, hybrid roles. I've seen cybersecurity product manager before. I've seen cybersecurity product designer before. I've seen cybersecurity pre-sale engineer. You see, it can be, there is a pre-sale engineer, normal technical pre-sale engineer, but now cybersecurity. So it can be combined. I've seen cybersecurity lawyer. I've seen cybersecurity educator, which is one of them. You can combine it with different hybrid role, right? I've seen cybersecurity project manager. Project management is this thing on its own. Now adding cybersecurity, right? Of course. So now, what are the practical steps to getting started? Practical steps to getting started. There is no one size fits all approach to launching a career in cybersecurity. If I tell you this is it, I'm lying, and this is not it. But based on the result that have been gotten from these principles, I submit to you that if you can follow this strictly, they will work for you. It has worked for me. You can see the result all around. I'm still growing because I'm still applying. I'm still applying these principles, right? So So there's no one size fits all, right? So, but of course, these are strategies you can apply to start. Excuse me. Number one, to getting started, right, is to look inward. And I will explain what I mean. Now, due to how competitive cybersecurity is, or the industry is, you must have the right intentions and the right motives to getting started. You must have the right intentions. If your intentions are just to let me come and get money or make money, before you start making that money, it might take a very long time. You will make the money, but come on, it will take a very long time. But if your motives are okay, I am coming to come and add my own quota. I want to come and contribute to the industry. I'm coming from a standpoint of an innovator to bring innovations. I know there are people who have gone ahead of me, but even me, I can with the little, I know I'm starting out, but with the little that I have, let me come and contribute my quota. Right intentions and right motives. Right intentions and right motives, right? So it is not enough to simply say, I'm coming to come and make money. And that is the interest. That is what drives me. If that's what drives you, before you will make the money. Before you make the money, to take a while, right? Now, so you must look within. So when I say look inward, you must look within yourself and begin to ask yourself several questions. And I will set example of some of the questions I asked myself. I was able to answer those questions. And everything I do today in cybersecurity are in alignment with the questions I provided to this, the answers I provided to these questions I want to list out, right? So you must ask yourself, what is my drive? What is driving me? Why am I coming? Why am I coming into cybersecurity? Why am I not? Why not another field? What's driving me? What is the force that is pushing me? So if cybersecurity becomes overwhelming, what can keep me going? I don't know if somebody is getting this. Because it will get to a point, it will become overwhelming. I won't lie to you. Thank God you heard the CISO of Uber that have been sent to jail. So of course all of us are just starting now. We've not got it to that level. But when you start out, it is best to outline these things, right? What is driving me? What's my drive? I am highly impact driven. Even before coming into cybersecurity, I am highly impact driven. My life is about impact. Everything I do, whatever I do, I look at it. What impact can it make before I do it? So impact drives me. So when I see beyond the pressure, when I see beyond the being overwhelmed, I see that when I'm done with this thing, even though it is overwhelming, the impact it will make is my concern. You see, that drives me. Why cybersecurity? That's another question usually. Why not software engineering? Why not digital marketing? Why cybersecurity? You need to answer that question if you want to get started. Why? For me, it is because cybersecurity, I'm telling you my own why. You will find your own why and then note it. For me, it is because cybersecurity is a very flexible industry or field that enables for you to import every of your inherent ability into the field. And I will give you an example. I'm a talker. I'm a public speaker. Cybersecurity gives me that ground to be able to express that gift in me, which is what I'm doing, and I'm speaking to you now. You see that? I have a why. So if somebody is saying, why did you choose cybersecurity? I have my why. I didn't just come here. I didn't just appear. It gives ground for you to import every of your innate ability. If you can come to cybersecurity, there's a lot to write about. If you can sing, come. There's a lot to sing about. Oh, you think you come on, come off it. It's because I'm not gifted with singing. If I am, you think I wouldn't have sing about cybersecurity? Come on. Right? If you can speak, come. There is ground. There is ground. There is platform to speak. There is a lot to talk about. People, how many things have we even spoken about? How many things? There is still a lot to write about. There is still a lot to speak about. If you can crack jokes, come on. There's a lot to, to crack people about and still make them learn. We are doing Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Have you heard of Software Engineering Awareness Month? I'm not saying that career path is bad. I'm just showing you that the industry is flexible enough to host every of your inherent ability. I don't know if somebody's getting this, right? So that will help you to be able to answer the question, why cybersecurity? All right. The next question is, what can I do differently in this profession? What can you do differently in this profession? That has been the solution to my challenges. What can I do differently? I'm always studying the industry to see what other people are doing and to see what they are not doing, so that I can be the one that will come and do what they are not doing. Right? I've been able to identify certain loopholes. I'm filling that loophole. That is why you see the initiatives I'm creating. I created those initiatives to fill some of the loopholes I have identified in the industry, and I'm filling it. You can see the impact because, of course, it was absent before. Somebody took the initiative to fill it. So what can you come and fill for us? What are we missing out? We that we're already in the industry, what are we missing out that you can see and then take the initiative to fill? You see that this is just beyond get certification, get this, get that. You will see all those things online. Get certification, go and get BSc. Of course, very nice. Those are, of course. But beyond that, what will make you stand out? Everybody is getting certification. How do you stand out? Everybody is getting MS in cybersecurity. How do you stand out? These are the things that makes you stand out. These are the things that makes you start well. Right? Anywhere we stop, I will soon stop. I've only started 1 point. And I have how many points? I have like 5 points. I've only started 1 point. Anywhere I stop, we'll just close it. I believe even with this, somebody should go and sit down and say, this thing, this field, this industry, I'm making it, I'm starting. Right? The next question to ask is, what can I contribute to the cybersecurity ecosystem? When you discover what you can do differently, right, then you now sit down. By this discovery, what can I deploy that will make what I can do differently to be able to resonate and create a lasting impact in the industry? So what can you do differently helps you to identify what are the lapses, what are the loopholes that are not yet filled. What can you contribute helps you to now begin to develop solutions, bring initiatives that will fill those loopholes. Right? All right. So it is not sufficient to support your journey to successful cyber, career in cybersecurity, with just saying, I just want to come and make money and go. You will make the money, right? Of course, you make the money, but you'll be forgotten very quickly. You'll be forgotten very quickly because you came to make money and you will collect the money and go. But I don't want to. My life has been that I don't know if other think the way I think. If I'm in this industry, you should know I am here. Can we feel your impact? Can we know you are here? Yes, I'm making the money, but they should also know that I came. I should not come and I'm going and nobody is knowing. I should not even shut down for 3 days and nobody is saying, come, wait, come on. We've not seen Shegun. Like people that are not close to me in the industry should be able to say, there's something that is not happening because Shegun is not here. See, that is what gives you relevance beyond money. In fact, that gives you a relevance that will even give you the opportunity to have registered your values and your qualities in the heart of people in such a way that when they approach you for projects, they don't need to interview you. They will say your work is speaking for you. So we are bringing this project because of your work is speaking for you. These are the things that help you to grow faster than your peers that you started in the industry. These are the principles that helps you to fast track your career. Oh, you think people will just have come off it. Come off it. I told myself I don't want to apply too much for jobs. I want jobs to be looking for me. Jobs will not look for you if you are not contributing. All right. So that's the first point. Look inward. Answer those questions. Give specific answer to those questions. Understand the basic is the second point. Understand the basic understanding of IT. I've seen an interviewer that is asking the interviewee, the candidate, to rate themselves on all aspects of information to IT. So if they ask you, rate yourself, can you rate yourself well when it comes to basic IT knowledge? Networking, the crucial understanding of network protocols, TCP/IP model, OSI model, the 7 layers of, all those things, IP addressing, subnetting, and understanding of port numbers and the services that are run on them. Understand the basics, these basics. Understand the basics of operating system, administering operating system, administration of MS, Windows, administration of Linux, administration of macOS, all of these things. The use of Active Directory. I'm not saying I have the Active Directory. I'm not saying you must start to hack it, but understand how it works. Understand applications, web application, mobile application, normal network application, VPN, database, and the rest of them. These are basic understandings that are needed for you to start your career in cybersecurity. Understand programming and scripting, HTML, Java programming, Python. You still need understanding of these things. I'm not saying you will be using it, but at least have an understanding. You will become a boss one day. You become a senior manager one day. That you'll be in charge of different, right, IT departments. So what do you have to offer if you don't even know about basic web application principles or SDLC? You don't know the different phases, the design phase, the requirement gathering, and all those phases. Oh, you think those things they teach you in school, they don't matter? They matter a lot. A lot. When they are teaching you database management in school, you will frown your face. Now, students, my friend that is here, Lynn, we understand what I'm saying. You will frown your face. Those things matter. So of course, the way they teach us in our schools in Nigeria is alarming, right? But they are still needed as basic understanding for you to launch your career. Understand frameworks, standards, and regulations. Understand the basics of different cybersecurity frameworks. What are the conventional best practices that are in the industry that organization applies? What are the policies, different policies that are in the organization? You need to understand the acceptable use policy, the claim desk policy, what was the name of the policy? The internet usage policy, and every other policy, network security policy, access control policy, access management policy. You see, I'm mentioning them. It is because I know them. I know them. I can create one. There are samples and templates everywhere. But you still need to understand how these policies works. Standard operating procedures, SOP. Understand these things. These are things, basic knowledge of IT that you have to sustain to start your career in cybersecurity. Then I would end with this third point. I said it's 5 points. I'll just give three. I would open ground for questions. The third point, practical step for you to kickstart your career in cybersecurity is to get work experience. You see, I did not say get job experience. I said get work experience. There's difference between job experience and work experience. Job experience is an experience that you get on a job role or practicing a job role while you learn in a production environment on a job role. But we are starting out. Of course, nobody might want to employ us now because we don't have the skill yet. But you can get a work experience that will speak for you to get a job experience. So your work experience can sponsor your job experience. What do I mean? What I mean by work experience is begin to interact with labs. Learn practical skills in cybersecurity. Begin to do projects on your own. Turn that project to your work experience. So when they tell you, do you have experience? Of course, yes, I have experience in so and so, even though the experience did not come from the place of job role, but of course, I was able to implement this as a learning progress for me. And so. If you talk like this in front of an employer or hiring manager, they will know that you are serious. They will know that this person, of course, he doesn't have job experience, but with even the little resources he had, he was able to get some certain hands-on experience. They will hire you because they know that for you to have gone extra mile to get this kind of experience, even without resources from engaging with real work projects, if you now begin to engage with real work projects, they will deliver the same quality of work. I don't know if somebody is getting this, right? So engage in labs. Try Hack Me is there. Hack the Box is there. Cyber Defender is there. And the issue people have is that they engage these things truly, but they don't know how to translate it into skills and competencies that organization would like to want to hear about. So, okay, you told me that you've done Try Hack Me before. Tell me how this can apply. The practicality of what you did. Tell me. And what I mean by that is, okay, I was able to root a machine, gain root access. If you are explaining to an employer, you should be able to tell the employer what the implication of that is to an organization if that thing you did as practice is done in a production environment to an organization. When you are done with it, you now say, oh, this is what will happen. This is the impact. You also now give recommendation. If you do this in an interview, you're already a pro because they will be like, really, you've not worked in an organization and you can have what if we now give you a project you will deliver. You see, translating your hands-on experience into a work experience that will sponsor a job experience at the end. Come on, let's just stop here. I hope.
So thank you very, very much for this beautiful session. I must say, this is a very, very beautiful session. There's a lot of enlightenment. Even me personally, I've learned a lot. How to convert this your practical knowledge and practical skills into the real world experience is one very, very key thing that we must actually preach to people. You spoke about the right intentions and the right motive before entering, finding your why, because without having that why, there's now you will go far. What can you do differently in the industry that will make you stand out? You spoke about what can you contribute, probably in terms of volunteering and all that. So if you have any question for Mr. Segun, please let's ask the questions. So if you want to ask, just raise your hand. Then we can ask you to unmute your mic. Please, if you have any question or questions, please go ahead. Thank you.